Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to our afternoon broadcast. I got to tell you something. I am so anxious to share with you some information. It's like I'm the kind of a guy you have to understand that I don't wait for Christmas morning to open a Christmas presents. I open them when I get them. And I've got some presents for all of you. And in the next 2 or 3 weeks, some of them are going to absolutely blow your mind. Now, let me let's talk about building your business. So how would you feel if you knew in advance that the people you were talking to needed and wanted what you're selling, so you'd never be rejected when you told them about your network marketing business? People are looking for work. People want to start a business. People are out of a job. Companies closed, leaving people with no place to go. How would you feel if you could close 80% of the people that you talk to on LinkedIn and Facebook every single day? Well, the truth is, anybody can. It's all about conversation. It's all about being able to talk to the right people. People that you know need what you have, want what you have. Now, I'm in James' account, and let's take a look at some of the people he's talking to. So she's a department manager, Bed Bath & Beyond. "17 years. Area department manager for 5.5 years. Department manager Before that, she worked at Walmart.
Hey, Max,
So let's see.
look back in the conversation. She worked, she gave me some other places that she worked before she worked at Walmart.
Okay, so she stopped working May 13th. So she's been out of work for 60 days. So now, as long as they're going on interviews, it's not always the best time to introduce your business. So I have 9 interviews. Question that comes to mind is, well, what kind of jobs are you applying for? Oh, very good, very good. Now, it's all about words. Okay, so you ask, what sort of work are you interviewing for? And she's telling you the kind of work: supply chain, logistics and commerce, distribution. Now, come back up here. I have 9 interviews this coming week. He's interviewing for a job. So what sort of jobs are you interviewing for? Now, she could have come back and said the same thing. All right. Now, see what happens? We changed up your heading. This is very important, because when you go and you start sending messages like this way, people are going to see your headline. So subliminally, we're letting people know what we can do and how we can help them. So this is, now, he told you I have 9 interviews this week. Well, this was Saturday, so she's got 9 interviews. Today's what? Wednesday. So what we're going to do, and we don't want to use LinkedIn's gifts. So we're going to pop up here. And we'll go with that. Now, you have to take into consideration when you're talking to people, what they're doing, what's going on in their world, in their life. That's kind of interesting. Let's let me unmute Steve.
Hey, Max.
Steve, it's a small world.
Yep,
So Steve, you're talking to her as well?
I was, and but I dropped off because James has got better questions than I do. I sent her the launch script, and she said I'm not into sales.
Okay. How long ago was that?
Hold on, about a week ago, I think.
Okay.
I can tell you right now. It was. Oh, it was last week, last Friday.
Okay. So if you look at her about section, mentoring a team, focusing on continuous improvement, excellence, integrity. Now, just because she said she's not interested in sales, doesn't mean she's not a candidate for your business. It's going to be interesting to see how this turns out. Let me explain why. So the question is, what does she like to do? In her profile, she talks about mentoring a team. Well, that's what she did as a department manager. She mentored a team. So again, the things that she's done, it's not about sales. It's not about selling. It's about mentoring. It's about team building. So somewhere during your conversation with her, introducing the opportunity based on her experience, that's why you want to take an extra minute or two to learn more about them so that you can build into that transition line. You know, with her experience in retail sales, she's thinking sales. But actually, the things that she's put down about herself are about team building. But again, she's got a bunch of interviews going on. So what we're going to do is, during the course of the conversation, now up here we could have asked, or we did ask, What sort of work are you interviewing for? Remember, you control the conversation by asking questions.
May only be one S, Max. Second down.
You know, it's funny how I see this. And let's look, before we look at her profile. What's the first question that comes to your mind?
What's she studying in school?
Well, no, she says, so your post about officially being a college student again.
I'm missing it.
Well, she says law, first a paralegal, then on to law school. So she's going to school first to be a paralegal. So she's been working for this company for a little over 3 years. She left there in September last year. So what has she been doing for work? And she's back in school. So let's go back. To those problem solving. So she's worked in the same field for 32 years. Um, okay, so okay, now. Got a third one on Monday.
The question I missed about that one was if she got the job. She said it went good, but she didn't tell me if she got the job.
Right, well, that was the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so. So she didn't tell you. Okay, she said, are you postponing your search for a new job? That's a yes or no question. Okay, so she said law, first paralegal, and then on to law school. Okay, so this was a week ago. Now, so we're gonna come up here and we'll do a search. Motivational quotes about goals. Okay, so we got a couple here. If you don't make the time to work on creating the life that you want, you're going to spend a lot of time dealing with a life you don't want. I want something a little bit more positive. So set your goals high and don't stop till you get there. So she wants to be a lawyer. So we'll copy this. Pop that in there. So that's what, 3 interviews?
Two of them didn't go very well.
Okay, so she had 3. Well, my third one I have 2 interviews with, and I have a third one on Monday. So whatever happened to the job you had? Again, it's all, you got to remember, it's all about conversation and continuing. Okay. So are you healthy enough to start working again? Okay, so now. And this is the guy that loved his people. What was it that kept you there? Now, I remember, it's kind of funny, if you come up here. Boy, in September, we're gonna miss all the Bed Bath and Beyond people
Mhm.
because all of the stores are gonna be closed. So we never really, you talk to so many of these people, they all begin to blend together. And I remember there was one guy that, what did you enjoy the most about your job? And his answer was being able to go home at 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
So that wasn't him.
no, but I think that was one of my guys
Uh-huh.
earlier on.
Okay, so now that we know, we've taken a little bit of time, is he healthy enough to start working again? And this was Monday, okay? So now we could say, and let's look at his profile. So how long an advocate for my associates? 20 years. So yes. Glad to hear that. With 20 years of experience. What did you enjoy doing the most? And why are we doing this? Because once we know what a person liked about their job, then it's going to be easy for you to show them how they can continue to do all the things that they like. Let me Bunny, did that guy ever answer you?
No, not yet.
Wasn't he typing?
At that time, no, while we sent that, he stopped typing, but I see that he just saw it.
Okay, all right. All right, let me, I want to prove a point, so I want to jump over there and then I'm going to come back to James. Um. All right, now what was the name of the guy?
Howard?
Howard.
Yeah.
He's right
That-
here. So we jumped earlier. Now here's a guy that was working at Bath and Beyond. And he was a retail store manager. 7 years. He worked for them for 13 years. And now he's got a job selling mattresses. So right out of the gate, you know that he's making less money. Okay? So this is going to be a standard routine when you run into somebody that so he said here, how are you doing with your job at the mattress company? Doing well. Hope you're doing well too. I continue to learn while I'm still open to opportunities that I see. So Bunmy wrote, it sounds like you could do better than what you're currently doing. What does your job entail? Selling mattresses, still looking for a management role in a company as I was at Bed Bath and Beyond for 13 years. Notice 311, 314. So at 320, we said if the plan doesn't work, change the plan, but never the goal. Thanks. In fact, he wrote back before we had a chance to finish. At least you're keeping busy and generating some income. How does your income compare with what you are making at Bed Bath and Beyond? 2 minutes later. Different, of course. I'm happy to have the opportunity so far. Too many others without right now. I do read your posts regularly. Thank you. Great thoughts. All right. So again, we could have said right here, we could have said, many of the retail store managers that I'm working with on LinkedIn who lost their jobs when their stores closed have taken lower paying jobs to get by, like you have. Okay, and what do you know about the network marketing business model? But we took a little extra time. Okay, what did you enjoy doing the most when you were managing a store? I like coaching and working as a team to achieve success goals. I enjoyed merchandising. We were all merchants, always making customer happy. I like coaching and working as a team. By asking that extra question, we were able to add to this. With your passion for coaching and building teams at BBB, you'd be very successful doing it too. What do you know about the network marketing business model? He saw it, but he didn't answer. Okay, so So we don't have to wait for him to answer before you send him another question. Even if we're just posting. You control everything. Okay, so let's come back up here and let's look. At Steve. I've got the R. You know, these are the kind of conversations you live for. Who's homeschooling 12-year-old twins. How can you be bored? So we wanted to find out. So she lives with her new husband. Okay. So now the question is, he said, so I'm starting to get bored. Now, what is the question that we ask everybody? What is the question? What did you, while you were at Bed Bath and Beyond for 31 years? Okay, so the basic question would be, you're getting bored. I'm starting to get bored. So he spent the better part of the last 2 years being a stay-at-home dad. So we can assume that 2.5 years ago, his wife left. Now, this was Monday. Now, 12-year-old twins. James, do you ever have kids?
No,
Okay, so we can't use that. So,
I went straight from no kids to grandkids.
Well, we don't want to get into, don't want to get, we want to keep this, we want to keep it on him. So, if you're getting bored, what can you do? Or what? About doing? This is how it has to work. We want to find out, instead of asking him about what he liked doing, it's always best to find out what is going on in the mind of your prospect. Let me take a look up here. So Larry, do you see yourself here? Look at all the people that have no pictures. They have no idea. That they're not visible. You see yourself? Larry, are you on LinkedIn? Oh, he's unmuted, but he doesn't want to talk, so let's come back. Okay, so let's come back up here. Now, LinkedIn, FYI, is experiencing massive signups. And literally, they're requiring people almost right after they sign up to produce some kind of identification, driver's license, passport, because they're being flooded with people creating bogus profiles. Now, the use of images, so important. So we're going to come over here. If you don't build your dream, so we get a nice clear one. Pop that in there. Send it over. Very, very important. Posting. Carla, could you send me a snapshot of that? So there's like that they're offering free account verification through Clear. Well, that's certainly one way to do it. Howard just responded. Well, he was waiting for us. Okay. All right, so now what we have to do is now the way we'll start this is I write it up and send it to me. I'm not surprised that you don't have a lot about this because, you know, you've been busy in retail management. But you have, but your passion for coaching and building teams would literally would make you, would enable you to become a leader and very successful in a business. Let me explain a little bit about network marketing. So you start out with network marketing, allows people to build a business around products that are blah, 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 blah. And you'll take it up to where you explain that part. And then you go into if you referred somebody to target, and you're gonna, and then at the end of that, would you like to know more about this?
Okay.
And then you pretty much, it's gonna go the same way as with some of the other conversations you've had.
Okay.
Just a little bit. Would you like to know more? So shoot it over to me and then we'll.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, so we will be back tonight at 9 o'clock. I've got a special broadcast. So until next time,